Prison. It's where no one at 17 is planning to go. The journey in life is all about circumstances. How you deal with those determines your future. Basketball mimics life that way, in that the wrong reaction to circumstances surrounding your on-court game can be the backbreaker for your chances of getting to where every hooper wants to be, the NBA. Today's feature couldn't have been dealt worse circumstances that 95% of the time wouldn't have had the outcome it did, until he found himself as that 5%. Thing is, it was totally on him, and the majority would say he got what he deserved. If you stay till the end, you'll see why I have to agree. Tony Farmer, born March 24th, 1994. Here's 3 reasons this once top recruit went to prison and stunted his growth. It's your boy JC, Stunted Growth. Let's get it, man. For those who aren't familiar with who Farmer is, over 500 boys high school basketball players competed in 2013, Tony's senior class. He was ranked number 86 at one point, top 100 and more. If that doesn't make it clear who he was, then there's this.
Finished a survey term of 2 years on that.
He's from Cleveland, Ohio, and played for Garfield Heights, and at 6'7", he was one of the best 4s and even 3s in the class. High-motored, skilled, could shoot it, had hops, and played as tough as they come. On one fateful day, his high school career was cut short and all but sent him as far away from his dreams as he could get. Stunt number 1, immaturity. A lot could have been used to describe Tony Farmer and what he did as a 17-year-old, and we have to remember he was just that, 17. But there's no excuse for the things that transpired that day at any age, and I think young boys learn and understand that by at least 8 years old. As a top basketball recruit, things like what happened to him are further drilled in your head because the people around you want to make sure you understand what could be lost. Tony Farmer lost his mind, then lost his freedom, then lost his NBA hopes, all in one immature move that I won't even call a mistake. A mistake is dropping the toothpaste cap down the sink, turning off the PS4 before the game actually saves, or passing the ball to Paul George in Game 7 only for him to place it on the side of the backboard. Well, that's 2 mistakes in one, but you get the point. A mistake is not kidnapping, felonious assault, robbery, and intimidating a female. It's the exact immature reaction to circumstance that landed Farmer in prison for the next or close to 3 years of his life. He stood up in that courtroom, and upon hearing the verdict for the first time, he looked at his lawyer, then looked back at the judge, then looked back at his lawyer in amazement and disbelief that crime actually had consequence. Like his entire life, he was told or taught that top basketball players are exempt from the consequences of their actions. For a guy right on the fringe of a shot at going all the way, this stunted his growth possibly forever. A video of his assault on his ex-girlfriend, who testified against him and also pleaded with the judge not to send him to jail, surfaced and showed him clearly assaulting her, among other things. The judge wasn't very sympathetic, and in this very important circumstance in his life, she chose to put him away. A decision that began all with him and ended by the gavel of a lady that ate and slept well somewhere in the suburbs that night. Stunt number 2, really blackballed. Not the one that 6ix9ine wants music listeners to believe he is. No, like, we can't have you around our school or program in any way because it'll make us look bad and eventually lose money. No sir, we at Lincoln College will not accept this felon at our prestigious institution of learning. Farmer was sent to prison in 2012 and released summer 2015. Not wanting to give up on his dream and have this unfortunate circumstance hinder his growth, he attempted to reach out to all the schools that showed interest in him for a possible spot on their roster and in their classrooms. To no surprise, the Michigan States, the Indianas, none of the top schools on his list would even take a phone call with the once top 10 power forward in his class. He did manage to reach Lincoln College, an NAIA school in Illinois, who refused the coach's request to have Tony admitted to their school. No school would take him because of his record, and most wouldn't even get on the line. Lucky for him, Lee College, a junior college in Texas, cared about giving kids second chances, and at now 21 years old, he began his freshman season with the team. As a freshman in 2015-16, he averaged 16.7 points, 8.7 rebounds, and 2.4 assists a contest, showing that he could still be a solid contributor at a Division I school if given the chance. He was even better as a sophomore, averaging 17.4, 9.5 rebounds, and also dishing out 3.2 assists. At this point, he's 23 years old, the age of most 3-4-year players at that point in the league, and an important decision to make. I have to take a second to commend this young man for not giving up on himself and even getting back in school and basketball and to perform the way he did. But it was clear after everything that happened to him, all beginning in his control, let's not forget, he was still blackballed, even if no schools and many pro programs won't say it. Was it justified? That's a good argument. Stunt number 3, continued immaturity. I have to agree with the people that said back in 2012 that Tony Farmer deserved the sentence he got that changed his life, and why I can't call his move a mistake, because he did it again in September 2020. An arrest warrant for his arrest was issued just this month for the same offense to his new girlfriend. After doing everything he could to get back in school, he went undrafted in 2017, following leaving school early to enter the NBA draft. At now 26 years old, he's played professional ball in leagues like the NAPB and the Qatari Basketball League, where he's had much success. Before the arrest warrant and the global pandemic, he was playing in the Mexican Ciba Copa League, averaging 18 points and 7 rebounds. Numbers you'd say he may have a chance of playing in a higher level league, or even find himself in the G League with a chance of making an NBA roster. I know it's a stretch, but the chance of that was a lot better than his chances now, following him allegedly committing the same crime again, according to Newsbreak.com. To continue to show that you haven't learned this very crucial lesson, especially in these times, all but assures he'll never play in the NBA, or any league with high-level TV exposure, maybe ever again. All in all, Farmer's story is the clearest example and lesson young boys can learn about what can happen when you think with your emotions that lead to assaulting a female. Not once, but going to prison, coming out, and doing it again. Who knows what happens to him from here on, but this roller coaster ride of fall, get back up, and fall again stunted his growth and will any young man with similar reactions to these life circumstances. It's your boy JC Stunted Growth, and I'm out.